Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is the message for you. All right, let's get started. And so, Virgo, our card is the Justice card. Also, this is a bonus reading, right? Okay. It's a bonus reading, and our card is the Justice card. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. Oh, so we have the letter E up here. Okay, it looks like it's N-E-X-T. Next. Next. Okay. So, I feel like, well, you have a person who's looking up here. I have this feeling of being out at night, right? Standing on the porch, standing in the yard, looking up at the sky, praying, wishing for, hoping for, asking, appealing to, looking for something, right? Something's got to change. I need some clarity. I need to understand, what should I do here? Please, please. We've all been there. We've all been there. Please, give me some guidance. And I do. I feel that there really is this. Yeah, it's not turmoil and it's not sad, but I feel like there is this shift, this knowing that things cannot stay as they are. So I better take an active role in how they're going to go. At least try to implement my intentions to some degree, right? To abide my will, my true will. And see that manifest in my life, the way that I'm living. We also have the bee right here. We have a flower. It looks like a house. We have a person over here holding, it looks like we have a fish, a horse running. So I feel, oh, and we have the dog. Look at the dog. Okay, so I feel with all of these things, there is this sense of knowing that there's a lot of work to be done. And you're not afraid of work. You're a Virgo, right? You work hard. And you make things happen. But here we are. We're at this place where there's just well, it is. It's like a wild horse running through the middle of your life. Your heart just absolutely going, running, pounding, excitable, curious, wonder, wanting for something to happen. Do you ever get like that where it's like, everything's kind of, going along well. Nothing to complain about. And it goes on like this, and it goes on like this. And you look around and you think, I just want something to happen. I want something exciting. I want to have an adventure. I want to feel alive. Now, this kind of thinking, I think, is normal for all of us. We all have been there. Hopefully, you understand what I'm talking about. You know, but it's also a place that can get us into a little bit of trouble. Especially if we are impulsive people. Especially if we, you know, overdo sometimes, or we, you know, have a whim that arises and we put all of our eggs into one basket. We just absolutely, we're all the way in. Yeah. Now, this isn't always the case for a Virgo, but it can be, right? We do get impassioned. And we do. I think a lot of us Virgos, and I am a solar Virgo, we are romantics. Absolutely. We are of the earth, right? We're very kind of earthy, down to earth, open-minded, flexible, and remolding and reshaping our landscapes, and all of that's good. But we can get swept away into the whimsical, into the romantic, into the you know, dreamy aspects of life, definitely. So you know, I feel like it's something to remind yourself as you are going through this period of time where these like stirrings are arising and you're feeling maybe a little bit stir crazy, a little bit restless. Remind yourself, don't just take the first thing that presents itself, right? Be aware. Be aware. Be discerning, right? But also, and I think that with the bee, I really do see this, it's not always just about the opportunity, what is available to me. Yeah, it's about getting out there and making something for yourself. You know, I like this idea. You know, you can't find what you need, then you make it. You know, part of that for me, I grew up around my great-grandmother and my grandmother who, my great-grandmother, she lived, you know, as an older adult, not an adult, a younger adult. She was the younger adult during the Depression. Okay, so she was fully conscious of what was going on, right? And I learned a lot from her about, you know, we just figure it out. We don't necessarily have all the things. We don't have all the great, pretty, cool, neat gadgets. Well, then we figure it out. We find some things that'll make it work. We put this together and we, you know, MacGyver it, as we used to call it, right? We figure out how to do something, even when it feels like we have nothing to do it with. We become innovative because of necessity. And the other part of it is, you know, I grew up during a time where, yeah, there was a lot of stuff available to you. I was really into, you know, different music scenes and art scenes and things. Not everything could be bought online, right? We didn't have that opportunity. If you couldn't buy a band shirt, you got like a plain shirt and you got a pin or a patch or whatever, and you made your shirt for yourself, right? Very punk rock. So, you know, and I've noticed as I've gotten older, the more Virgos I know, the more I see that we are people that will not be stopped by, oh, it's not readily available to us. Well, we're going to make it happen, you know, and we're not afraid to, you know, try some things and work hard to do it. And, you know, but at the same time, right, as I said, we can get carried away. So there is a sense of ingenuity, right? Intelligence, being clever, but also being really swept away by our stirrings, by our belovedness. And so as I see this, it's like, yeah, being that bee. You're a busy little bee. You're making all the things. You're doing all the things. But there's a breeze, right? And it's blowing around the sweet fragrance of the flowers. And there are so many beautiful flowers to visit and so little time, right? And so don't get lost in the chaos of trying to get it all in, or getting so fixated on one thing that, this energy that you have, that can really could reshape the way that you're living in general, right? We get these sweeping bouts of energy and motivation, inspiration, and will to actually manifest something, to get in there and do the dang thing. And then, you get distracted by something very particular. And next thing you know, you're back to not being that motivated, not that inspired. So it is like this kind of dance that we do, this kind of, balancing act that we have to figure out. But I think that, this is a time where, your prayers are being answered, because there is a burst, a growing, flowing energy, fieriness to it all. And so, set your sights on some things. Get your intentions in line, right? Look at your priority list. What needs to get done, right? Tackle one or two of those things while you're feeling so inspired. Okay, let's see. Now we have a person that just looks happy. Okay. We just a happy kind of feeling from that one. So from out here, it kind of looks like, it reminds me of our cat, TT, which if you've been on the channel for very long, you know who TT is, our little hairless cat. Right up here. But in general, I think it just looks like a cat. And it looks like a cat that's maybe riding on an elephant. So the elephant's trunk is raised, which is a symbol of joy, of happiness, of longevity and good health. So all the good things, right? All the positives that we want to receive. Also the number 16, so I don't miss that. But I feel like there is really a flourishing happening as you embrace your individuality, your independence, kind of a vibe of going off on your own for a little while, getting really kind of into these energies that are flowing, allowing yourself to apply these energies to the things that you want to get done. Maybe it's some like house projects or creative projects, maybe getting like a second job or creating your own work, making a business, starting a business, making something, possibly selling your artwork or your crafts, or maybe you I'm so excited. It's canning season here, coming pretty soon. So maybe you're somebody who's selling stuff at like farmers markets. You have like a little cottage business going on. Something, right? Us as Virgos, we are in our glory when we are working on our things, our hobbies, our passions, our just doing busy work, really. Also to some degree, and I know this is maybe not, you might frown as I say this, but keeping your house together. I think as Virgos, we really, really are affected by our environment. So when we are keeping our houses organized, clean to whatever level, you know. There's no, I'm not saying sterile. It doesn't have to look like a hotel room or like a, you know, some magazine or something. But if we keep our houses orderly in a way that feels welcoming to us, we are in our bliss, right? We are in our happy place. And I don't know. I mean, for me, I take a lot of pleasure, really, out of cleaning. I mean, I don't love to do it. And I absolutely get so annoyed with cleaning up people's messes all day long. But that's mom life, right? And, but I like to clean. I just do. I get a lot of satisfaction from it. I'm also one of those people, I can watch those like YouTube videos of, dang, that's satisfying or whatever, where it's like people power washing. I'm actually in some subreddits that are things like, you know, power washing or cleaning like dirty dishes or, you know, stuff like that. I just find a lot of satisfaction from it and doing it in my own life, right? Cleaning things, getting them, you know, looking nice, smelling good. That's the big thing, smell. Now, as a Virgo, I want to hear from you. I really do. What would you rank smells for you? For me, it's like at the top of how things make me feel. When I walk into a room, if it's like orderly and looks clean, but it smells gross or bad or something's gone off or whatever, I absolutely am like obsessed with what is going on here, right? Now, I could walk into a room that's kind of cluttery and you know, not as like cleanly looking or whatever, but it smells amazing and I'm in a good mood immediately. So smell to me is like definitely towards the top. I want to know if this is a Virgo trait though. So let me know. Are you really sensitive to smells? How important are they to you? For me, like when I'm cleaning, if I can't smell the like cleanness of the house, it's just mostly, and it's vinegar for me. Vinegar and like lemon juice. These are the two big things that I clean with. And like we don't use any like detergent smells in our house. I'm one of those people. I'm like very sensitive to smells, and like some things make me feel itchy and you know, whatever. So it's usually like vinegar. If my house smells like a little bit of vinegar and you know, like warm water and the floors are clean and stuff, oh, I'm in heaven. Absolutely. And you know, so I'm interested. How do you feel about smells? Where do they rank for you? Now, let's see. We also have, so we have that cat. Yes, I love that. I love when we're in our era of being kind of out on our own, doing our own thing. You know, really focused on your tasks at hand. I do. I think it's just, you derive a lot of power from being in that dynamic, Virgo. So we also we have a heart here, we have a heart here. Now, I feel like in this time period, this is a lot about finding things that you love and doing them, not so much about romantic love, okay? Now, it might be that you are in love, but I think more than anything, and this has a lot to do with this Justice card. Now, let's take a look at it really quick. This is called the weighing of the heart, okay? This is within Egyptian mythologies, right? This is from, I think it's the Book of the Dead. And the story is, you know, you pass on, you transition, and Anubis, that's this person right here, Anubis shows up, the jackal-headed god. He ushers you into what would be like the underworld, right? And you go and you are, and I think it's Thoth. but I don't know. On the top there, it looks like, is that Horus up there? I'm not sure who that is. But it looks like a hawk, so maybe. But you go, and I think it's Thoth that oversees it. And I always forget what the crocodile's name is. It's like a cheetah crocodile. You go, they take your heart, and they weigh it against this feather. And basically, it's kind of this old, thing that we know about, the story of being judged. You've lived your life in such a way, or many ways. You're going to go and be judged for the way that you've conducted yourself. And so it is. If your heart outweighs the feather, then you are fed to the crocodile. And if it is not, then you go on to the good place. Right? And I think that in this time here, it really is kind of this, looking at really how you've been living, what you are doing, and being so vigilant. I mean, and this is the thing, it is being so vigilant to live a life that you're proud of. And that seems like, yeah, duh. Doesn't everybody do that? No, not everybody does, Virgo. Most people probably don't even think about it. I'm going to be honest with you. I know like 5 people. I know a lot about people. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't even consider this that often. Maybe once in a while, right? When they're at this like crossroads in life, or there's some kind of big, rite of passage happening. But no, for the most part, people are not very driven to live in such a way where, yeah, I could be totally proud of, and I feel like I derive respect from myself, right? Honored. I've lived in a life of honor, right? But I think that it is kind of a Virgo quality, because we overthink things. We analyze, and we're very conscious of how things make us feel almost all the time. That's the other thing. And I believe this is really a Virgo thing too. I ask myself probably, 10 times a day, am I happy? How am I feeling right now? Is this cool? Do I feel cool? Should I be here? Do I want to be here? Am I, is this making me happy, or at least at ease? Am I okay with, how things are going? I think about this constantly throughout my day, checking in with myself. Now, I'm not saying that this is like I'm on some kind of, pedestal for being aware in this way or whatever. But what I have learned, which still blows my mind, even as like a full adult, and, I've talked about this with a lot of people, really. It's one of the big questions I have for people. A lot of people do not think about this very often. Maybe like once in a great while. They think, is my life good? Am I happy in my life? And I'm like, really? You don't think about that like every single day, multiple times a day? But I think it is. It's like a Virgo thing. We're just very contemplative. We're very in our feelings a lot, right? And that, I know that means usually that you're upset or whatever. No, we are dwelling in our feelings. We are aware of them. We are aware of how we feel about things, how we're feeling, what's going on, what's affecting. We think about it all from the bottom to the top, to a fault sometimes, right? It can be like ruminating on things. But I think that this is also such a gift, because it gives us the opportunity to make sure that we are living a life that we can feel proud of. And if we're not, if we catch ourselves kind of doing the wrong thing, choosing against ourselves, we have the opportunity to change that. Okay? That's a blessing. Okay, let's take a look. So we have, it looks like OT, so maybe some overtime coming your way. So we have OT. We have two, it looks like wolves. Yeah, howling at the moon, which makes sense. It's the full moon as we speak. And I feel like we have, I just imagined an orange right here being split in half. I feel like this is a place of sharing. And I do believe this is the other big thing about Virgos is we love to share. We love to take care of people we care about. We love to, give gifts. We love to remember things about people, like what they like, what they're into. We notice all of that stuff. So when we are in a place where we can be sharing with somebody that we love and care about, that's like the ultimate love language. And so I feel like there is this place of, we have these wolves here. Actually, there's 3 of them, right? So I feel like there is this kind of movement towards, after you're really kind of out here exploring yourself, exploring how you're living, there is this kind of kindredness arising. And that's the thing too, I think about us Virgos, is we always need our little breaks. Because if you're around us day in and day out, we will get annoyed with you, right? We're annoyed, and we need some time apart. But once we have been apart, you're all we can think about, right? Getting back together with our family. For me, it's like when I'm overwhelmed, because I've been a stay-at-home mom, since my daughter was born, and now we run a business, and we have for the last couple of years, but I would consider myself mostly in mom mode, mostly in wifey and mom mode, and taking care of the family, and there are times, right, although I haven't really been away from my daughter, I think maybe once, I was twice, 2 days of my life. And for only a few hours each. So maybe I'm the wrong person to be talking about this, but yeah. Well, I haven't spent a lot of time away from her, I'll be honest. But, when I get to those points where I do need a break, and I take my reprieve, it does. It's the anxiety of things, it starts to lift off. And then immediately I just miss my daughter. Like, I wonder what she's doing. I wish I could call her right now. I wish I could see her right now, and it is this feeling of just needing sometimes to miss somebody and to kind of reset that dynamic. Right? If you've ever been around somebody 24 hours a day, it can become difficult. We have a tendency to get overwhelmed, I think. And so, yeah, as you are kind of in this realm of doing your own thing, it will strengthen the bond you have with your family, your tribe, your pack, right? I was trying to think, what are they called? Wolves? A pack of wolves. And so, yes, I think that you end up, returning to the situation so refreshed because you've had a little moment for yourself to really, and not just like to idle, although that's important too, to be idle and leisure and get some rest and relaxation. But no, I think you are using this time to kind of refocus your life, and so let's go ahead. We're going to do our self-care affirmation cards, self-care affirmation cards. I'm going to flip through and stop where it feels right. Okay, it says basket of blessings. I appreciate this precious day. Every moment of life is a gift. I will pause throughout my day to be grateful for it. Practicing appreciation fills my life with more joy and goodness. With more joy and goodness. Yes, gratitude is one of the great keys of the universe. It truly is. If you can get into a place of gratitude, of, you're going through just a regular day and you're finding things to say, oh my goodness, I'm glad that I was able to get a parking spot a little bit closer. I'm so thankful. I drove home from the store. I'm so grateful I made it home safely. I'm so grateful the grapes were on sale today and they tasted really good. Whatever. We just start thinking about every little thing that we can to be grateful for. You get into a mode of, looking for things to feel good about, to be happy and appreciative of. So then when we have the days that are just absolute, I don't know, can I say it? Poo-poo shows, right? Then, you still, it's kind of like muscle memory. You get into that place of thinking, well, yeah, traffic was bad, but at least I got to listen to my podcast, right? I got to listen to Ula Tea Leaf readings or Dove and Serpent Tarot. Let me just plug my husband's channel there. I got to hear a little bit more than I usually do. So there is a little bit of a thing to be grateful for, right? And yes, it does. It changes how we live our lives, ultimately. It really does. Yeah, I like that card, definitely. And I need some more of that gratitude myself. I need to get back on my gratitude list. Usually I'm doing like the 5 a day. And I have slipped. Since we moved a few months ago, it has been just one thing after another. Busy. Not necessarily bad things, but busy. And I need to get back on my gratitude, definitely. I can feel at times in my stress that stinking thinking coming up. Thinking, oh, everything's so bad. Why is it like this? And I need a little dose of gratitude for sure. So anyways, Virgo, I want to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, I would love to hear from you, definitely. If you are new to the channel, shout it out in the comments. All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night. Good night. Good night.